Okay, let's get started with graphing piecewise functions. Remember, piecewise functions are functions composed of several different pieces of graph. Several different pieces of graphs. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take some pieces, we're going to graph the thing, chop it off, get a piece, and put it together. Okay, so for this activity, you definitely need to have a pencil with a really good eraser. I hope you have one. And then we're going to put them together here. So for example, this first piecewise equation has two pieces. This first piece right here, I'm just going to color code for you. Okay, this piece is going to be a downhill line. A downhill line. So let's get our pencil. Okay, and we're going to graph. The first thing you do is you go to the y-intercept of -7. A downhill line goes down 3 over 2. There's the slope. Down 3 over 2. All right, let's go back up because I ran out of paper. Up 3, left 2, put a point. Up 3, left 2, put a point. Up 3, left 2, put a point. Let me just see what's going on here. I need the graph less than -2. So I'm definitely going to want to go left some more. Up 3 over 2, up 3 over 2. Okay, fill up the graph paper. Now I'm going to graph this downhill line very lightly with my pencil. Okay, very lightly. Now, do I want this entire line? And the answer is no. We want just a piece of it. Okay, the piece that is x's less than -2. Less than -2. So let's see. -2 is at the point right here. Do I want to use that point? It says less. Okay, so if you are, let's just put some notes up here. If you are less than or greater than, okay, we're going to use an open bubble. We're going to use an open bubble, and it's going to look like this. If you are less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, then you use a closed bubble. Closed bubble is going to be like this, just like when we were doing our domain and stuff. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to erase this dot. I want it to look open. And now it's time for your pen or for your marker. Which piece of the graph do you want? You want x's less than -2. So if you had to section off your graph paper at all, we want the graph that's here to be the line. So I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler here. I'm going to definitely darken up all this piece of line forever with an arrow. And then all the graph that's to the right, you have to erase all of that. Okay, we only want a piece of the graph that's less than equation. -2. Negative cancels. That's going to be 3 minus 7. That gives me -4. Okay, so the starting point for this line is -2, -4. And that's right there. This works really well with lines, not so much with parabolas, but at least it tells me like where the starting point is. All right, I'm going to switch colors for the second piece. Let's just go ahead and highlight it here for this piece number 2. But remember, we start with a pencil. I'm going to graph an entire line, and then I'm going to erase half of it. So I'm going to go down to -3. That's the y-intercept. The slope is 1/2. Okay, so piece number 2 is going to look like an uphill line, a line with a positive slope. Where's that line? Up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. Okay, what happens if I go down 1? Left 2. Well, I'm right there in that bubble. Oh, I better make sure I take care of that. Down 1, left 2. Okay, I'm just going to draw a nice light line with my pencil. The lighter the better, because you're going to have to erase half of it anyway, right? Okay, do I want this entire line? No, I only want the line if you're greater than or equal to -2. So right here at -2, I want to equal that point. Okay, that point is going to be a closed bubble. There you go. What happens when an open and a closed meet? They make a filled-in closed bubble. And I want x's greater than -2. I want all these points greater, and all the stuff less, I'm going to go ahead and erase. So did this work? Everything less than -2 should be the downhill line, and everything greater is the uphill line. Do you see how the two pieces came together to make one graph? Remember, you should never have more than one piece of graph in a section. You should only have one kind of graph per section. All right, let's do some review with domain and range. When I say domain, you think x values. Okay, remember, x values from left to right, small to big. So the graph starts at -infinity. -infinity. And we go all the way, oh, should we stop there? Nope, that got filled in. All the way to infinity. How about the range? The smallest y number. The smallest y number being used is -4 with brackets, all the way up to infinity. Okay, let's just write a couple of notes down here. Here's some questions I get a lot. To make a little notes bubble. Okay, what happens if an open meets an open? What happens if an open meets an open? So I have one piece of graph that's like an open bubble, and it meets another piece of graph that's an open bubble. Open meets open, and it equals open. What happens if open meets a closed bubble? Open meets closed. That kind of happened here. So open bubble. But then this graph right here meets right up with him. He's a closed. Open meeting closed makes closed. And closed meeting closed, of course, meets closed. I don't really have space for that. The closed on top of closed is going to work. All right, let's do another one. This one also has two pieces of equation. This top one here is really small. What does y equals 7 look like? Y equals 7. Oh, that's a Vuxhoy. That's going to be a horizontal line. Let's graph that with your pencil real fast. Y equals 7. That's 5, 6, 7. Here's the horizontal line. Okay, do I want that entire line? No, we don't want the entire line. I'm going to have to piece them off. So I only want the horizontal line if you're less than 3. So here's x is 3 right there, and that's going to be an open bubble like that. And I want everything less than 3. So let's just darken up with your pen or with your marker all of that. And very carefully, first of all, let's make sure you erase whatever's inside of there. We don't want that to look filled in. And erase all of that. Okay? I'm going to put a little note here. Okay? Please don't graph something like this. Okay? I'm not sure what that is. I can't tell if it was supposed to get erased more or if it was supposed to get filled in more. Okay, so please don't do that. It's very confusing to me. The second piece, this is going to be a line. The y-intercept is -8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. Y-intercept. The slope is 1, up, 1, over, 1, up, 1, over, 1, up, 1, over, 1. Let's go ahead and draw a nice light pencil mark. Light because your eraser has to last for a long time. Do I want this entire line? No, I don't want this whole line. I only want the piece that's greater than or equal to 3. So I can go ahead and try plugging in the point. If I put 3 into this equation, 3 minus 8 is -5. So I want to start at the point 3, -5, and then I want the rest of the line going uphill. 3, -5, there it is on the line, just as I'd expect. Open or closed bubble right there? That's going to be a closed bubble. And you want everything greater. Everything greater goes this way. And everything less, has to go away. Okay, and let's just do a check. Right here at 3. Is everything to the left of 3 the horizontal line? And is everything more than 3 the uphill line? Okay, there you go. Let's practice domain and range. The smallest x value is -infinity. Negative infinity is 3 being used. Yes, so keep going all the way to infinity. Smallest y value is negative 5 with brackets. Negative 5, and this goes up, 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 up forever. Even though there's more there, it goes up to infinity. Okay, let's practice some more piecewise. We're going to do this for a couple days, so for people that are not quite getting it, don't worry. Ask me lots of questions and we'll get better. Oh, 3 pieces of graph. 3 pieces. The first one is going to be a line that's going downhill, and then an uphill line, and then a horizontal line. I think for this one, maybe what I'll do is plug in some points, just some endpoints. This technique helps people sometimes. So for this first piece, we've got negative 2. That's where it's going to start. Negative 2 is 4 minus 11 is negative 7. The middle piece goes from negative 2 up to 4. So let's see, if I plug in negative 2, negative 3, that's going to be negative 1. And if I plug in a 4, 4 divided by 2 is 2 times 3, 6 plus 2 is 8. So this piece of line goes from that point to that point. And the last piece, this one's just a horizontal line. That's just a horizontal line. I don't want to plug in a point there, that's kind of weird. Okay, let's get our pencil. I have a y-intercept of negative 11, which is off the graph paper, but that's okay. Just start down there. And it's going downhill, down 2 over 1. Let's go up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1. Where does this piece of graph start? Let's see. Oh, for x is less than negative 2. Okay, so first let's just get this line graphed. Up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1. There we go. Okay. Do I want that whole piece? No. So now it's time to go ahead and get your marker. At negative 2, I said the point was going to be negative 7. Is that right? Yes. Okay. Open or closed bubble right there. That's going to be an open bubble. Okay, so I want to make sure that I erase that point very clearly and make it be an open bubble. And which piece of this graph do I want? X's that are less than negative 2. So this is going to be the first section of graph paper right here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my line, less than negative 2 with an arrow forever. So here's the line I want to keep. And clearly erase all that. Okay, so the first piece of graph is less than negative 2. All right, the middle piece of graph is going to be an uphill line. So where's my pencil? Start with a pencil up at y-intercept of 2. The slope is 3/2. Up 3 over 2. Up 3 over 2. Down 3, left 2. Nice big. Don't graph so much extra because they know which piece they're going to have to erase in a second. Down 2, 3 over 2. Down 3 over 2. Here it is. Okay, there's the line. So this uphill line needs to go from negative 2 up to 4. At negative 2, I think the point's supposed to be at negative 1. And there it is. Open or closed bubble there? That's going to be a closed bubble. If you go all the way to 4, it's supposed to be at 8, which it is, but that's supposed to be an open bubble, so let's erase that dot. Okay, and I want the piece of graph between negative 2 and 4. And everything else, this piece of graph has to go away, and this piece of graph has to go away. Okay, the last piece is a horizontal line, y equals 1, 2, 3. Maybe I'll just kind of draw more of the line over here because I'm noticing I want 4 and on. I don't want less than 4. Open or closed bubble at 4. That's going to be open. Everything to the right. Okay, and everything to the left we're going to erase. And let's just do a check. Less than negative 2 should be a line, downhill line. Between negative 2 and 4 should be an uphill line. Everything more than 4 should be a horizontal line. Looking good. Domain starts at negative infinity. Is -2 being used? Yes, so keep going. Is 4 being used? No, we'll stop at 4. Union, pick it up again. 4 to infinity. Smallest y value here is -7, but with parentheses. And if you go up, 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 it goes up forever, so up until infinity. Okay, we got one more. It's only got 2 pieces. The first piece is going to be a parabola. Oops, parabola. I'm going to make this one be green. Okay, and then the second piece is going to be a line. Okay, and it stops at 0. So first, let's refresh how to graph a parabola. 4 units to the left and 6 units down. Any stretch or shrink? No, regular growth pattern. Here we go. Over 1 up, 1. Over 1 up, that's right, 3. Over 1 up, 5. Can I fit 7? Over 1 up. Yes, I can. Perfect. 7. Okay, let's get the other side of the parabola here. Okay, now I'm going to draw a nice light parabola. Do I want this entire parabola? No, I don't want the whole thing. I want just a piece of him. I want the parabola that's less than 0. I want all of that parabola. Okay, so starting at 0, that's going to be an open point right there. Open point. Let's check if that point is right. If I plug in 0, 4 squared, 16 minus 6 is 10. Oh, perfect. That's right where I was. So I want the parabola starting there at 0, 10. All of this parabola forever, forever, forever. Don't forget to put your arrows on. There you go. Everything to the right is going to be a line. Let's get our pencil. The y-intercept is -1. Up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. So I'm going to draw the line like this. And let's see, starting at 0, let's go ahead and plug the point in. Is the point 0, -1? Yes, open bubble right there. And the line to the right. Okay, so we should have 2 pieces, a parabola and then a line. The domain goes from -infinity all the way up to 0. Doesn't touch 0. Union 0 to infinity. The smallest y value is -6 with brackets. And it goes, let's see, don't stop at -1, it's being used. Oh, it goes up, up, up forever. Okay? Hopefully, you can graph a piecewise function. We will practice this for a bunch of days, so come to class ready to erase.